no approval flows at all. That's not a strategy, that's a prayer. Then comes your auditability. Can you trace every decision back to its source? Can you reconstruct why the AI did what it did? Can you show regulators the decision trail? If you can't, you have a compliance time bomb and it will explode. And then comes the clear accountability. When something goes wrong, and something will go wrong, who will be responsible? The data science team, the business owner, the vendor, the AI itself. You cannot hold an algorithm accountable. You need human accountability, and most enterprises haven't figured that out. Agentic AI fails when actions are uncontrolled, not when models are weak. I'll say that again. Actions uncontrolled, not models weak. The technology is ready. You can actually write production level code. These models are shockingly capable. But the question isn't, are the models good enough? The question is, are your control systems good enough? And for most enterprises, the honest answer is no, not yet. We're going to walk through those control systems together, step by step. But before we get there, we need to understand what changed. Why is everyone suddenly talking about agentic AI? What made this movement different? So why now? Why is everyone suddenly obsessed with agentic AI? Because something fundamentally changed, and most people don't fully understand what that change was. Automation has existed for decades, right? We have had scripts since I think 1970s. We have had something called RPA, robotic process automation, since 1990s now. There have been workflow engines forever. And then you had your typical, if this happens, do that kind of automation, uh, your cron jobs forever. Like, as far as I remember, they have always existed. Chatbots have existed for years. We have had customer service chatbots. We have had FAQ bots. Press one for sales, press two for support. These have existed for decades. So these were the ones which could answer question. They follow a script. They don't have reasoning. Then comes the recommendation systems. Again, that have existed for years. Your Netflix has been recommending movies since last 20 years now. Amazon has been recommending you products for maybe 25, 30 years. These systems typically analyze patterns, make suggestions, but they are incredibly sophisticated. What changed is it's not just answering questions anymore. It's not just following pre-programmed rules, and it's not just making recommendations. It's doing the actual work. So let me give you a concrete example. Old chatbot based, old chatbot, based on your symptoms, you should probably file a warranty claim. Here's a link to the form. Assume this is for an insurance company, a chatbot that is working as a customer service agent. But with agentic AI, the bot would be saying, hey, I have analyzed your system. I have checked your warranty. I have created the claim. I have scheduled the technician. I have sent you a confirmation email. The technician will arrive Thursday at 2 p.m. Anything else you need to do me? That's the difference. The chatbot gave advice, the agent actually executed. So agentic AI can drive outcomes. It plans what needs to happen. It acts on that plan. It learns from the results and it iterates over them until the job is complete. That's the breakthrough. That's what changed. And that's why suddenly everyone is talking about it. The question is, how do you adopt it safely? And we'll talk about that. So let me paint you a picture of the transition that's happening right now. The old world, the world we all grew up in, we have a customer issue. You ask your chatbot for help. It analyzes the situation. It gives you advice. You should update the customer record in Salesforce. For example, the bot says, hey, you should send them an apology email. You should escalate this to the refund team. That's great advice from the bot. Really helpful. But then what do? You do the actual work. The humans are doing the actual work, right? You copy that advice, you open Salesforce, you find the customer record, you update the fields, and you save. You open your email, draft your email, send that email, create a ticket in the ticketing system, escalate that. That's a lot of work. And that's every single time. So chat ended in advice while you did the work. The new world with agentic AI, you have a customer issue, you tell your agent about it, and it does all the work for you. It creates the ticket in your ticketing system with the right priority. It assigns it to the right team. It updates the customer record in Salesforce with notes about the interaction, sets the current status. It sends the message from your email, personalized with the right tone, with the right information. It triggers the workflow in your operations platform so the refund team gets notified. So the escalation process starts. And in some cases, it moves actually money as well. It processes the refund, real dollars, real transactions. The chat ended in execution. The work is actually done. That is the breakthrough. That's what makes it different from every chatbot you have ever used. The agent doesn't just tell you what to do. It's not advising, it's executing. And that's absolutely incredible. That's a 10x productivity improvement. That's the future of work. And that's also where risk enters the building. Because when AI can act, it can also break things. When AI has the keys to your business system, it can make mistakes at scale instantly. So the question becomes, how do we get the incredible upside without the downside? And that's what I'm going to talk about in the rest of the presentation. So trust is where I feel enterprises pause. This is why you see companies announce big AI initiatives, but nothing happens. It's not because they're slow, it's because they're asking the right question. When AI advises, the worst case scenario is bad advice. You ask your AI for recommendations, it gives you three options. All three are terrible. What do? You ignore them. You use your own judgment, you make your own decision, no harm done. The AI wasted 30 seconds of your time. That's it. But in now with agentic AI, AI executes. When AI has the keys to your business system, it can modify customer data. Imagine waking up on Monday morning, you check your system, 5,000 customer records have been changed incorrectly. Phone numbers have been deleted, email addresses have been set wrong, purchase histories have been erased. And you don't know which 5,000. You have 500,000 customers total. You need to audit all of them. That's a lot of work, maybe a week's worth of work. That's customer trust destroyed and maybe potential regulatory violation as well. It can break policy. Your company has policy like privacy policies, compliance policies, legal policies. Your employees know these policies. They are trained. They understand the boundaries, but AI, does your AI know them? Does it understand context? Does it know when to stop? If not, you're one bad decision away from a compliance violation. Here's what makes this even more complicated. Tech companies and enterprises optimize for different things. Tech companies optimize for innovation, speed, disruption, move fast and break things. They can tolerate mistakes. They can roll back. They can apologize to users and move on. Enterprises, they optimize for cost, speed, and predictable output. Cost, can we do this cheaper? Speed, can we do this faster? And predictable output is more about reliability. Will it work the same way every single time? And most of the enterprises can't afford to move fast and break things. Breaking things means customers churn, regulatory fines, lawsuits, reputational damage, executive turnover. So the question that every enterprise is asking is the question that determines whether agentic AI succeeds or fails in your organization. Can we trust AI to act safely within policy and know when not to act? That's the trust question. And if you can't answer it confidently, I think you should not deploy agentic AI. So, how do you build trust? Let's cover that next. Agentic AI is a spectrum, and there are three distinct stages on this spectrum. Each stage has different risk profiles, different trust requirements, different business value, and you need to move through them sequentially. You cannot skip stages. Let me walk you through each one. Stage one is assist. This is where most enterprises start. This is the safest place to start. AI helps you work faster. It drafts email, it suggests responses, it fills in forms, it retrieves information. But you do the work. Humans make the decisions. Humans hit send. What's the risk profile? Low, very low. Stage two is recommend. This is where it gets interesting. This is where most enterprises should spend the most time. AI proposes the action. It shows you exactly what it wants to do. It explains why. For example, I'm going to update this customer record with these three fields. I'm going to send this email to this person. I'm going to create this ticket with this priority. But humans approve before execution. So at this stage, humans are reviewing. They have ability to edit, reject, approve. And the risk profile here is medium. The AI can propose bad actions, but then there is a safety net. You can catch them. And then comes our stage three, which is react. This is full autonomy with guardrails. This is the promised land. This is where the magic happens. AI executes without asking permission. It sees a customer issue, it resolves it. It's done. No human review, no approval delay, instant execution. And the risk profile here is very high. If something goes wrong, it happens fast and at scale. What's the business value? Transformational. 10x efficiency gains, instant resolution times. But in order to make this work, you need to bulletproof your guardrails. You need exceptional monitoring, instant rollback capabilities, perfect auditability. Now, here's the key insight. Most enterprises want to jump straight from assist to act, and they want to skip recommend. But you skip recommend, you break trust every single time. When you recommend properly, when you spend real time in that stage, you build evidence, you build confidence, you build the business case for autonomy. So start with assist, earn trust with recommend, and then scale to act. In that order. No skipping, no shortcuts. Just to reiterate, because people always skip this, do not skip recommend. This is the most important operational insight in enterprise agentic AI today. Not the most interesting, not the most exciting, the most important. Recommend is where trust is built, not in demos, not in pilot projects, not in executive presentations. In production, with real users seeing real recommendations, approving real actions. Think about how you learn to drive. You didn't go straight from reading the manual to driving on the highway. You had someone in the passenger seat teaching, correcting, explaining, slow down here, check your blind spot, watch that pedestrian. That passenger seat period, that's the recommend stage. Your AI needs the same learning period with humans in the passenger seat. Okay, enough theoretical concepts. Let's get a little more tactical. So, how do you actually start if you have to adopt agentic AI? What's your first use case? Because here's the thing, you could deploy agentic AI in 1,000 different places in your organization: customer service, sales, operations, HR, finance, supply chain, legal, endless possibilities. But I will give you a framework so that you can find an early use case. And most of these early use cases share three traits. Trait one, high frequency. The task happens a lot. And why does frequency matter? Because AI compounds value. Trait two, clear success criteria. You know what good looks like. You can measure it. There's no ambiguity. For example, the ticket should be assigned to the right team within 2 minutes. The record should be updated with accurate information within 3 hours. From these examples, you need clear success criteria. It matters because you need to measure performance. If you can't define success, you can't measure whether AI is being successful or not. And then trait three is low downside risk. What does this mean? It means if it goes wrong, it's annoying, but it's not catastrophic. The customer gets a slightly off tone response, that's fixable. Send a follow up. The ticket goes to the wrong team, they can reassign it. The record has a typo, you can edit it. But when you compare that with a high downside risk scenario, like AI makes a legal commitment on behalf of your company, that could be catastrophic. So, what's the best starting point? Where where do these traits come together? Typically, support flows. And let me break down why support flows are perfect. Triage, which tickets to go to which team, what gets prioritized. This happens hundreds of times per day, high frequency, right there. Success is clear. Did the tickets go to the right team? Did it get the right priority? Very clear success criteria. And if it goes wrong, you reassign the ticket. So, very low downside risk. Let's take one other quick example: knowledge retrieval. So, AI agent is actually finding the right documentation, policies, or previous cases. This is again very high frequency, has very clear success criteria. Did it find the relevant information? And has low downside risk. The human decides whether to use the information. So, support workflows are typically measurable. You already track time to resolution, ticket volume, customer satisfaction. first contact resolution, and they are repetitive. Same type of questions over and over. This is perfect pattern recognition opportunity for AI. They are safe with approvals. And this is your beachhead. This is where you build competence. This is where you prove value. Start here, nail it, and then expand. So here's a principle that should be tattooed on almost every AI leader's forehead. Success depends on guardrails, not demos. Excuse me. And I have seen this mistake 100 times. A team builds an incredible demo. It's impressive, it's fast, it's accurate. Everyone is blown away with the demo. But when they deploy it with no guardrails, with no safety mechanism, with no rollback plans, and it breaks. It breaks really bad. And think about it like a car. The fastest the car, the faster the car can go, the better the brakes need to be. A bicycle going at, say, 10 kilometers an hour, simple handbrakes are fine, but a car which can drive at like 100 kilometers an hour, you need hydraulic disc brakes, anti lock systems, electronic stability control. Your AI is the engine. It can go fast, really fast. Your guardrails are the brakes. They need to match the speed. So when you're evaluating agentic AI solution, don't just ask what can it do. Ask what stops it from doing the wrong thing. That's the real question. Excuse me. So this is the most tactical section of the entire presentation. And this is the part which you're going to share with your teams. This is the framework. Every enterprise needs 6 guardrails. And these are not features that you can toggle on and off. This is an integrated system. And I'll walk you through each one of them. The first one is input validation. Before the AI does anything, you validate what it received. Is this request legitimate, or is someone trying to game the system? Is it within scope, or is it asking the AI to do something it shouldn't? Guardrail 2, action constraints. The AI can only do specific things, it has limited action space. It cannot exceed its permission ever. A customer service, for example, like a customer service AI receives a request, refund $50,000. And that's where input validation should come into picture here itself, right? Is this customer even in our system? Yes. Do they have any purchase history? Yes, they have bought a $30 subscription. Does a $50,000 refund make sense? Absolutely not. And this is very simple. This is like employee permission. Your customer service reps can access customer records, they can update tickets, they can process refunds, maybe up to $500, but they cannot access payroll, they cannot refund $50,000, they cannot modify contracts. And AI should have the same constraints. Guardrail 3 is human in the loop. For high risk actions, a human must approve. No exceptions, no shortcuts. For example, AI wants to send a pricing change notification to 10,000 customers. Human in the loop should check this is mass communication. They should trigger a manual review, a human review. Hey, this pricing change, we did not approve it. It's not yet announced. You don't send that. And that's a crisis averted. Without human in the loop for high risk actions, you're trusting the AI to have perfect judgment. And that's not wise. Guardrail 4 is rollback mechanism. When something goes wrong, and something will go wrong, you need to undo it quickly, completely, and confidently. This is harder than it sounds because some actions are easy to roll back, others are not. But without these rollback mechanism, every action is permanent. Guardrail 5 is audit trails. Every decision, every action, every override is logged. Why? If you have it logged, you can debug it. You can have answers for your compliance when regulators want to see decision trails. And third is improvement. You can improve. What you can measure is what you can improve. And the sixth one is monitoring and alerts. You know in real time when something is off and you can intervene. You're not getting it as an afterthought. And without monitoring and alert, problems compound silently. You find out when customers complain, or worse, when regulators call. Now, here's the critical insight about these six guardrails. Each one limits risk on its own. That's valuable. But together they enable safe autonomy, safe use of agentic AI. But without all six together, your agentic AI is fragile. That's why I said that agentic AI is an operating model change and not a tooling upgrade. So let's talk about the path forward. You start at zero autonomy, everything is assisted, AI helps, human do the work. You stay here for about 3 to 6 months, maybe longer, because you're building habits, you're building trust, you're proving the value. And then you move to supervised autonomy, AI recommends. Humans approve, AI shows you the complete action it wants to take. You review, you can edit, you can reject, and then you can approve. You stay here for another 6 months, maybe. And this is your longest phase, which is the recommend phase. This is where you learn everything. You learn which recommendations are consistently good. This is also where you build your business case for autonomy. And then you move to limited autonomy. AI acts in constrained scenarios with oversight. You define a specific scenario where the AI can execute without approval. And you stay here for another 6 to 12 months. You gradually expand the autonomous scenarios, more reason, higher dollar amounts, more custom segments, but you expand carefully based on evidence, based on performance. And finally, you reach your scaled autonomy. AI acts broadly with guardrails, though. Most actions are autonomous, only trust, like high risk scenarios require human approval. Your team shifts from doing the work to managing the AI that does the work. And you stay here for maybe what? A year, maybe? And some of you might be thinking, that's too long. Our competitors will beat us. Listen, moving through these stages faster is not about skipping steps, it's about building trust faster. How do you build trust faster? Choose the right use cases, prove value quickly, and communicate transparently. Learn from your mistakes, but don't skip stages in order to move faster. That's the insight. All right, you understand the stages, you understand the guardrails. Now, how do you pick your first use case? There are two mistakes that people make. Mistake one is random demos, and mistake two is waiting for perfection. So, for random demos, let's say, oh, let's try AI for this, let's try AI for that. Look how cool this is. That's not strategy, that's not prioritization. And there's no alignment with business value. It's just experimentation. For mistake two, waiting for perfection. We need a perfect use case, zero risk, minimum return on investment, like maximum ROI, sorry, complete certainty, and guaranteed success. There's no perfect use case. Every use case has trade-offs, every use case has risk. So what do? You use four filters. Every use case you consider should pass through these four filters. Filter one is impact. Will this move the needle? Is it worth the effort? Filter two is risk. If this goes wrong, how bad is it? Can we recover? Filter three is feasibility. Can we actually build this? Do we have what we need? Do we have the data? Is it clean? Is it accessible? And filter four is frequency. Does this happen enough to matter? Or is it a one off? AI shines with high frequency tasks. The value compounds. So, your ideal use case, high impact, manageable risk, technically feasible, and happens frequently. That's your sweet spot. That's where you start. Excuse me. Now, let's talk about metrics. Let me give you a framework. You need to measure three things: adoption, trust, outcome. For adoption, you think about like, are people actually using this or is it sitting there unused? The metrics you typically track is weekly, monthly active users, repeat users, are people coming back or trying it once and abandoning it? Users frequency, how often are they using it, daily, weekly, monthly? It matters because the AI in the world is worthless if nobody uses it. Second is trust. Do people trust the AI recommendations or are they constantly overriding it? Metrics that you can use to track is acceptance rate. When the AI makes a recommendation, how often do humans accept it without changes? Override rate, how often do humans reject or significantly modify the recommendation? And trust matters because low trust means you'll never get to autonomy. If humans don't trust the recommendation, they will never approve autonomous execution. And third is outcome. What's the actual business impact? Are you achieving your goals? And the metrics you track here is time saved. How much time is the AI saving per task, per day, per month, cost per task? How much does it cost to complete a task with AI versus without? And why do outcomes matter? Because that's what executives care about. That's what your leadership is looking for. That justifies the investment. So don't wait for 10x improvement. They are rare, they are hard, and they take years. Compound 25% improvement across multiple workflows, and you will get there. You'll get to your 10x eventually. Well, we have covered a lot. Agentic AI is not a tool rollout, it's an operating model rollout. This is what fundamentally changing about how your organization works, how you make decisions. Do humans make all the decision or does AI make some? Which ones? How you manage risk? What are your risk tolerance levels? What guardrails do you need? How do you respond when things go wrong? How do you build trust in AI systems? How do you prove the AI is reliable? How do you earn organizational confidence? This is organizational change management. This is process redesign. This is culture shift with some AI technology thrown in for sure. But the path forward is simple. It might not be easy, but it's simple. Start small, pick the right use case, and the ones that are high frequency, clear success criteria, have low downside risk, and build it with guardrails, all six of them. No shortcuts. Earn trust, let people see it work, let them override when needed, let them learn that AI is helpful, not a threatening replacement. Collect data, build evidence, and prove value. The future is AI and humans working together with clear boundaries, strong controls, and mutual trust. AI handles the repetitive, the routine, the high frequency task, and human handle the nuance, the complex judgment calls. AI executes at scale and speed. Humans provide insights, oversights, and guardrails. That's the vision. That's what we are building towards. That's what success looks like. Thank you. I know that was a lot. We covered the spectrum from assist to act. We talked about the six non negotiable guardrails. We talked about how to pick use cases, how to measure success, how to build trust. But I want to leave you with one final thought. The question is not whether your organization will adopt agentic AI. You will, your competitors are, your customers expect it, and the technology is too powerful to ignore. The question is how you will adopt it. Will you do it safely with proper guardrails with human oversight? Will you do it gradually, building trust at each stage, learning as you go? Will you do it strategically with clear use cases, measured outcomes, and deliberate expansion? You get to choose right now, today, but choose safe, gradual, and strategic. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you so much, Amar, for amazing session and sharing your insights on the topic. So I would like to request the participants, as we are open for the Q&A, please drop your questions in the chat box so we can take it from there. And as we still have 10 to 15 minutes to cover your questions. So let us know if you have any question over the chat box. Thank you. Also, meanwhile, I would like to tell you all that we do have some great announcement for all of you. So please stay connected till the end. I'll be having some great announcement for all of you. And you can drop your questions right away in the chat box. We still have 10 minutes to cover your questions. And also, I'll be giving you all a challenge for today's session in my next slide. So please stay connected. This question, Amar, if you can see, please repeat the guardrails.
Yes, let me do that. I am on that slide already. Yeah. So the first one was input validation, action constraints, human in the loop, rollback mechanism, monitoring and alerts, and audit trails. Do you want me to get into the details? So
Amar,
next
shall we
question
move to
is,
the next question?
yeah, I can take this question. I can see. Is there an option of running a virtual parallel environment to train the model without impacting the prod? Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, we always have this option of running it on a simulated, or maybe use it with some past data to just train and see how it would have acted in a scenario where which has already occurred. Let's say if you're running it for your customer support, you can run your agents to see how your agent would react to an customer issue which happened in the past. And from there, you can start training it, giving it right guidance. And you can always run it in parallel to your production systems. That's always an option. It would have been good to see some actual use cases on the guardrails. Yes, that's a good feedback, and I'll take that for our next one. Adoption and trust depends on the on-ground people. Leadership wants outcome. If there's better outcome, headcount reduction is inevitable. There can be friction. Leadership needs work hand in hand with employees. Your viewers, please. Yeah, there are multiple things you're talking about here. Adoption is a lot dependent on trust for sure, but also what is the impact that uh, if you're, let's say, deploying agentic AI, what is the impact it is creating? Is it improving your productivity in some way? Is it increasing your return on investment and other ways? And that's where I think trust and impact will go hand in hand for adoption to happen. A lot of leaders, what I'm seeing right now is they do want to invest in AI because, like I said, it's a very powerful technology to ignore. But eventually, they would want to see the actual return on investment. What I see not working out is the timelines. Most of these leaders are looking for returns in next 3 to 6 months. That might not happen. Sometimes it takes a couple of years to see the actual results because you're still iterating, learning, and then deploying your technology. And that's, I think, true for any new technology, more so for agentic AI because it's really new for the industry itself, for enterprises right now. We are a development team. Oh, for development, there are so many use cases. You already have coding agents, you already have code reviewing agents, code deployment agents. But I would say start with uh, a use case which is low risk, like I was saying, and very frequent. So maybe something like a code review. Can you um, have agent review your code, give its comment, and then a human just approves or rejects that? You start with that use case first and then keep adding on top of that. About tool gating guardrail. So tool gating guardrail is basically the input validation that I was talking about. Like before AI does anything, you validate what it received. Like is the request legitimate or is someone trying to game the system? Is it within scope and things like that? Since the adoption of agentic AI involves a new operating model, it requires significant time for learning patterns, analyzing historical data, and stabilizing the system. This naturally demands considerable effort before competitors are able to develop comparable solutions. Given this, are there any accelerated approaches or best practices that can help fast track the adoption and realization of value from agentic AI? So I think what you're talking about, like analyzing, learning patterns, stabilizing, that has already been accelerated. The time that I was talking about was more about adopting and trusting that system in your own workflows so that you start with low risk items, low risk tasks, and then get into things which are high risk, high profile. I don't think learning systems, learning patterns is taking long with the LLMs that we have today. They're pretty smart. So that acceleration is already done. Other foundational model companies like OpenAI, Anthropic have already done that. Where you need to spend time or enterprises need to spend time is adopting that for your own use cases. And and that's what I was talking about, like pick something which is high frequency, pick something which has low risk, and that's where you can show immediate impact, because if you are picking something which is high frequency, it happens very often and you can use it, and that value compounds. My question is, are we trying to achieve too much in short term without organization maturity to adopt such scalability with AI? and also without proper use case selection with low risk initially. It's a trade off, right? You can pick something which is high risk, high profile, and if that doesn't work, the chances are very high that you might not be able to adopt agentic AI at all. So it's a trade off where you can adopt it gradually, safely, versus you do a lot at once, show high impact immediately, but when it fails, the program gets shut down. I will always advocate for safe adoption, gradual adoption instead of going all in, especially for organizations who are using it for the first time or trying to get into it for the first time. Are there any thresholds or range of values for parameter 4 you shared for identifying use cases? What did I share there? Parameter 4 was frequency. Um, I would say I like there's no specific range. It again depends on the business you are in. But in every organization, there are things that are happening more frequently versus the ones which are like once in a week, once in a month. And based on that, you can pick what is high frequency for your organization. Um, I won't say I have a number right now, which I can share like, hey, if something is happening every hour versus every 2 hours, you can pick that. That's a judgment call, and that's where humans uh, come and are needed in the loop.
All right. I think we have covered almost all the questions that we have received so far. So thank you very much, Shamar, for covering all the questions. And thank you so much, participants, for asking amazing question today and making it more interactive. So before I take the handover back, I would like to thank you, our speaker, for covering one of the topic today: how enterprises can adapt agentic AI safely, gradually, and strategically. So, thank you so much, Amar, for joining us today and sharing your insight. Do you have any final thoughts to share with all our participants today?
Thank you so much for being patient, and thank you. We covered a lot, and I really appreciate everyone's patience and asking very thoughtful questions.
Wonderful. We'll look forward to have you for another session as well at GSDC. And as I mentioned that I do have some great announcement for all of you. So before that, I would love to request you all to take this challenge for today. Take a screenshot of this challenge, and you all know what you have to do next, right? So take the screenshot, complete the challenge, and then you have to post it over social media by tagging GSTC and Amar as well. So that's how we will able to track your challenge. And once you ready with your outputs and results, please do post it, and we'll be definitely getting back to the professional, the one we find most creative task, right? So after that, I would love to quick make this quick announcement that we do have this certification related to today's session. You can go for any of the certification. You can use AI20 as a discount. You will be getting 20% discount any of the certification in case if you are planning to opt out. So let me tell you here, these certifications are globally recognized ones. You will be getting a lot of learning resources where you'll be getting a lot of case studies to work on, e-learnings, and book of knowledge. These certifications are lifelong learnings which gives you learning flexibility as well, and you'll be getting chance to connect with our training partner channel, and you'll be having a lot of opportunity to work on capstone project, that is something real-time AI simulation practice, right? So do grab this opportunity and do sign up yourself for this certification program, and you'll find the offer code details and the promo code in the chat box. And this is regarding the utility tool. You can use this tool. It will help you to improve your LinkedIn profile score, your AI skills score. Also, it will help you to build your personal brand, and it will help you to create AI generated resumes, right? You can use AUG100 as a code to get 100% off, which is completely free, and this is only for our webinar attendees. And I would love to make this announcement that we'll be conducting this series on ISO, and we have scheduled this series for this week as well, from 26 to 30th January 2026, with the time slot 8:30 a.m. Central, 10:30 p.m. Singapore, 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please do join us, as we do have incredible panel of experts aligned for this series. And there's another series we are running currently, which is on learning and development research, redefining skills, strategy, and business impact for the year ahead. We do have panel experts aligned for these as well. So please do join us. Please make a note of the time slot. It is on another time slot, that is 9:30 a.m. Central, 11:30 p.m. Singapore, 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also we are running this new series on GEO, where we have incredible panel of speaker aligned for this as well. So this is happening from 26 to 30th January 2026. So please do join us for rest of the sessions as well. And also you can refer your friends and colleagues to our session, and for that you'll be getting rewards which is worth $400. So all the winners will be getting these rewards, and top 3 winners will be featured on the GSDC Wall of Fame. So referring people to knowledgeable sessions like this, it is something that you are taking step ahead and becoming thoughtful leader, right? So do refer maximum people, as we'll be announcing all the final winners at the end of this series. And in case if you want to be a speaker, in case if you're looking for any speaker opportunity at GSDC, feel free to share your speaker profile with us. As you all know, we have a global platforms like Learning Capsule, Webinar, and Podcast. You can share your speaker profile with me at preetham@gsdcouncil.org or pratibha@gsdcouncil.org. And we would love to connect with you all over social media. You can scan this QR, connect with us over LinkedIn, check our website for more information regarding all the certifications that I have mentioned earlier, and check other offerings that GSTC has for all of you. And also we would love to connect with you all over WhatsApp as well. You will be getting daily update on events, webinar, and boot camps there. So please do connect. We do have WhatsApp channel for the webinar updates, and another is community WhatsApp group, where you will be getting all the updates on certification programs. And please do share your valuable feedback on Trustpilot as well as on reviews.io. You'll find the links in the chat box. And thank you so much for joining today's session. Thank you so much, Amar. I hope to see you all again for another session at GSDC. Until then, keep learning and take care of yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Preetham. Thank you, folks. Bye.